Greetings everyone, this isn't a fake laugh. I've just watched one of Wes Wallace's videos. My word, you know when something is so good that you think, wow, that's Wes Wally?
G'day everybody, where's Wally here? Well, I just sat through that mess that Antonio Superat's put up and thought that he was trying to debunk me. Well, I didn't know whether to just laugh or even bother, really. But look, I was looking at the first part where he's talking about Christina Koch, and yeah, she's great. She's actually overwintered down on Antarctica too, Antonio. I suppose you don't know that. I'm not sure if she knows Robert. I'll have to ask Robert next time I'm chatting with him, see if they know each other. But yeah, she's I think she's the first woman to both overwinter on the Antarctica and also do a stint on the ISS. So congrats to Christina for that.
But spacesuit sizing issues resulted in it being reassigned. Oh, good Lord. You don't tell me you've got a one size fits all but doesn't really fit all. Don't tell me you're not making them bespoke. No, just didn't fit. Sorry.
Yes, and of course only one small spacesuit. Well, that's no big deal, Antonio, because they've probably got like one small, two medium and a large up there. It was only like 20 or 30 million each. Whatever. And I guess the thing is, up until now, last 20 years, they've never needed to use two small suits because they've probably never had two small framed people there to go out at the same time. So no big deal.
Wonderful.
Okay, Antonio, a little bit of physics lesson for you because you clearly need one. Reflectors reflect the light. They don't change the frequency. They don't change anything except, in this case, they amplify it because the reflectors all concentrate the same light into one spot. So it's just changing all the direction of the incoming rays from the moon and concentrating them onto one spot, my beautiful Lego tile, so now you can actually see the colour with your eyes.
Wonderful. Synaptic endings and rod and cone. Which way are they facing? Where's Wally? Inner segment, rod. Outer segment, discs. Says the top one. And then same for the green one. Okay, cone, outer segment, discs. Great. Where's the retina? Is the retina to the left of the screen or is it to the right of the screen? Do they stick out from the retina into the void of the eye, or are they beyond the retina pointing away from the void of the eye? I know that you don't.
Oh, I love this bit where you claim now to know all about where the retina and which way the cones are facing, because you clearly did not know when you're looking at SciManDan's footage the other day. Look, I'll just play it now and everyone can let me know in chat. Do you think Antonio knew the other day? Do you think he might have actually just went and read a Wikipedia article on it? Is that why he's acting so smug right about now? Yeah, I'll just play this bit from when he was stumped by SciManDan.
Right? Well, if that truly is the case, why would you create an optical device that is wired backwards? A problem which exists among all vertebrates, by the way. And why would this optical device be so susceptible to problems?
What is this optical device? I haven't heard of this optical device. I don't know if he's talking about the blind spot. It doesn't go into it. It's like, here's a diagram of a little star thing, which he says is wired backwards. Wired backwards. Listen.
Case, why would you create an optical device that is wired backwards? A problem which exists among all vertebrates, by the way. And why would this optical device be so susceptible to problems?
Well, Antonio, aren't you a lying sack of, well, whatever? You know, here you are saying that I don't know when it was like a full 2 days ago. I was reminding you to go and research it. See this? That was 2 days ago. I said, have you figured out what SciManDan meant yet? Have you? And now you're acting like all pompous. Well, now that you've been caught lying, we might just have to apply to you what you are applying to the ISS people who did a pre-recording. You're caught out. Everything you say from now on is a lie.
Wonderful.
So what happens when you're in a very low light situation is the rods can see the low light, but your cones cannot. So everything...
Oh. Your rods do not give detail to the world. And I'll show this because it's the Fovea that gives details to the world. I will show this and I will just completely bitch slap this half-wit who says that the rods give you details. Like, they don't at all. Okay, I'm going to replay just to show how he's misunderstanding. And by the way, Where's Wally apparently is a scientist.
Because remember, Antonio, this whole thing started when you made a stupid claim about the moon sucking light. And you then went on to back that up by trying to say that what our human eyes can see black and white and all that blah, 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 which I've now just proven to you is all totally wrong. So now we have to go back to the original thing, saying that the moon is not sucking the light, it's producing a white light, which we can see when you look at the white moon. You see a white moon, you look at things under light, and the only reason you see things that are slightly black and white at night is because the light level is too low for the colour receptors. Remember, you've got rods and cones. The rods pick up the low light intensity, the cones pick up the high intensity stuff, and the cones are also, there's 3 different types of cones which are responsible for red, green and blue. And we know this because when one of those cones is deficient, we end up with a colour blindness. Okay? It's all too easy. It works out perfectly.
Wonderful.
And the only reason you see things that are slightly black and white at night is because the light level is too low for the colour receptors. Remember, you've got rods and cones. The rods pick up the low light intensity. The cones pick up the high intensity stuff. And
Wonderful. What are the rods doing? Nothing to do with the Fovea. That's right. Nothing to do with the Fovea. Wonderful.
And go outside and take a mirror or one.
And go outside and take a mirror. Okay, so start changing things. Okay.
Oh, Antonio. Yeah, look, a mirror does not change the colour of a light. We know that because you can look at yourself in a mirror and you can see your face reflected exactly the same colours as what you naturally are. So you know that a mirror does not change the light. So using a mirror to concentrate the moonlight is not cheating. It's just proving how wrong you were.
Wonderful. Instead, that doesn't happen. Instead, when you change the frequency so much of the light, so that means the size of the tubes, of the Subirats tubes, when you condense them, you change the conditions and lo and behold, you get some washed out colours. Okay, what's happening with the moonlight is when we see white, it's a combination of all of the colours. Because the moonlight isn't hitting the ground so hard as to individualize the various different frequencies or the various different size tubes that gives us color. It only lets us see, well, the whites. That's the tubes crossed over like the flower of life. You complete half-wit.
So here's a little bit of word salad from Antonio. Only certain colours. Well, no. All the colours, Antonio, because if you turn around, what is the colour of that moon that's right behind you? It's white, and we know that white is a combination of all the colours.
Wonderful.
Look, I'm not even really doing this debunk for Antonio because I really don't care what he thinks, but this is for every Tom, Dick and Harry that listens to this poor sod and somehow lets his demented ideas influence what they're thinking. You know, let's listen to someone who's actually got a little bit of actual science and a bit of practical demonstration, because one thing Antonio still hasn't done that I did was actually go outside and do an experiment. Come on, Antonio, show us outside. Have you got an outside your place? Do they let you out of the basement if you ask nicely? Maybe just try tidying your room and see if they'll let you have some outside time.
Wonderful. I'm going to play that again, because this is the kind of thing that mortifies narcissists like Where's Wally.
Antonio, why don't you just stick to what you know? Here's a little one for you. I'm sure you can work this out. It's just colour by numbers. You just use the key on the side to work out which colour goes in which thing and don't go outside the lines. Okay, so if you like that, how about you click and share and subscribe and be the first to get in on the next fun little adventure into destroying the flat earth. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to literally destroy this little thing here.